So I planted some switchgrass this year, and I did not use a drill. I did not till, yet I have a phenomenal stand of switchgrass. So let me show you what the switchgrass looks like and exactly how I planted it. Alright, so here's my stand of switchgrass. And you can see it looks pretty darn good. There's a little bit of pigweed, a little bit of barnyard grass in there, but for the most part, I couldn't be happier with how this stand of switchgrass came in. So this ground was never broken open, because when you till, what ends up happening is you get a flush of weeds. So instead what I did is I burnt this area. My planting method was I came in early June. This was a monoculture of smooth brome grass, and I went heavy with glyphosate, sprayed it, waited a few weeks, I burnt it off, and then literally seeded the switchgrass the next day. The big thing with the seeding was I had made sure that there was a rain the night before I seeded. So we did our burn, it rained that night, and then I seeded the next day. So when I seeded, I was able to make sure that that ground was kind of nice and soft, because we had just had rain the night before. And then I came over top of that seed that I broadcast out here, and I cultipacked it in. So the process was spray, burn, wait for rain, broadcast the seed, and then cultipack the seed in. And you can see it looks fantastic. Now the variety of seed that I planted was RC Big Rock. And with these RC seeds, they explode out of the ground so fast that, especially with a late June planting, which this was, I feel like they get out of the ground so quick. At that time, if I've neutralized the weeds, they can get ahead of any of those mid to late summer weeds that may emerge. Now with this planting method, you will definitely be dependent on rain. Like I said, you want rain to be able to pack that seed in good into the ground. Then you also want to get a rain or two on it so you can get that seed germinated and get that switchgrass to grow. So being a late June planting, there was a little bit of risk there, but we had a nice wet year. You can see this stuff really took off. So I think that's going to be a method that I'll be utilizing again in the future. I used to always frost. I have always frost seeded my switchgrass, but you do get a lot of weeds when you frost seed. Even with really good prep, expect some weeds in that first year stand. But this one, I think we had passed the window for some of those weeds to really take off by planting in late June, and we got just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful take here with this RC Big Rock. I mean, it is late August right now, and this stuff is 2 to 3 feet tall, and you can tell it's not done growing yet. So I could not be more pleased with this stand. It was also nice to be able to only do one spray and still get a stand that looks like that. And I didn't even use any simazine on this stand of switchgrass, and it still turned out great. So that will be a method I'll be trying again in the future. I think the key with this method is not breaking open that seed bed and then moisture. But anyway, worked out great this year. All right, y'all take care. God bless. All right, I figured I'd tack this one onto the end quick. So this is late September. You can see the switch is headed out and looking great. I would say 3 to 4 feet on average, with some of it close to 5. And this is a late June planting, so pretty darn impressive. All right, now y'all take care. God bless.